Hello, my subjects, and welcome back to my channel. Have you heard the news? We are now at 30 subscribers. No, I'm not gonna scream. Woo! Oh. The things I do for a bit. Thank y'all so much for 30 subscribers. It means the world to me. Glad to know that at least 30 people enjoy my content. So thank you, I appreciate it so much, more than you know, of course. Now, hopefully, third time's the charm, third attempt, Q&A, please. As for, we'll move the thank yous until later on the video. First of all, thank you. Other than that though, Q&A, you can ask me any questions, you can ask, well, I'm willing to answer most questions, not all questions, yeah. You can also ask my original characters some questions as well, which they will answer, themselves. Please. Third time's the charm. Hopefully I get some questions. The first 2 times I did this, 10 subscriber special, I got 1 question. Second subscriber special, 0 questions. Please. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I think it's time I gave the spotlight to my characters. They say a party isn't started until the life of the party shows up, and wow, you're looking at him. Hey, how's it going? Been a while since I've broken the 4th wall. Well, in full honesty, it's been a while since I've done this. Breathed some air and be the one on camera. The main focus, of course. I would like to thank you for your subscriptions and for you staying here with us and bearing through our boringness, I guess. Hopefully I'll see y'all very, very soon. But I can't spoil anything, of course. Where would the fun be in that? But of course, other than that, nice to see you again. I've been your comedic relief, John. And thank you for joining us on this little journey of ours. And helping somewhat, well, what's the word? Unhealthy person. Well, at least when it comes to eating. Do a hobby he genuinely enjoys and loves. I would have never made it to the mainstream if it weren't for Anthony, so I guess I have one thing to thank him for. And that, thank you for being here. This reminds me of something. What was it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. And while this is just getting old, we haven't gotten any questions so far. Well, at least 1. But that's pretty much it. To be fair though, who am I the one to complain? Anthony is very easily cheered up. You know, the guy tends to smile whenever he gets a comment. Now you know. He also, by the way, he does in fact scream and cheer when he gets a subscriber. So again, truly thank you so much for having us here and for genuinely liking the content. I'll be seeing you, my fellow scientists, later. Thank you. don't know what else to say here, man. I got nothing. Hello, land lovers. Thank y'all for being here on this fine day. I guess I'm excited to answer any and all questions you have for the good old Captain Fox. But other than that, land lovers, I have not much to say, but thank you. And that, the Speedster having a quick delivery seems perfect. Thank you for your patronage and your support. I suppose, well, to be fair, I don't think they show that much support. I mean, yeah, subscribing and liking is one thing, but commenting is another. Although, who are we to complain? Can I go back to sleep? No? Alright. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for supporting us in any way you can. By that I mean mostly either liking, commenting, or sharing. Or subscribing. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. Other than that, I bid you adieu, deuces. I'm gonna go take a nap. Thank you all for being here. Although, I do have one thing to ask our dear old creator. Isn't 3 times just a little too much? I don't know, shouldn't you wait until you get to, I don't know, maybe 100 or so? I feel like you'd get a lot more questions at that number than 30, you know? Like, it's kind of getting repetitive. Like, so, like, you know what, never mind. Thank you so much for, well, being here, I guess. This has been Twisted Foxy. Hello. Long time no see. How do I look? I wanted to go with the old classic, you know, Carrot. What's up? But no, apparently I can't do that. Anywho, I am Cartoon Cat. I know you have not seen me for a while. That's because our dear old creator is a bit of a buzzkill. I know, right? Anywho, other than that, though, I do wish to thank y'all so much for being here. And thank y'all so much for letting us, well, be here. And putting up with all, well, at least their shenanigans. I haven't been able to do much myself. But that's fine. Because sooner or later, I will be free. Once I am. Chaos. Bye-bye. See y'all soon. And with that, I bid you all adieu. The show must go on. Wait, hold up. You said we had how many? 30 subscribers? Fourth hand? Well, actually, no, third hand? Fourth? Huh. Wait, does that mean we're famous? Look at me, Mom. I'm on the big screen. I mean, by technicality, kind of. Also, by the way, I'm not putting on the cape or crown. It's too difficult to switch between these two characters when they're bantering, especially when I add 2 other things. Anywho, not the point. Kinda, by technicality, somewhat famous. I wouldn't say we're popular. I wouldn't also say, you know, we're known by everyone, but you know, you're real lazy when it comes to this banter kind of thing. You like changing clothes and so showing each character on screen until you know, and until you realize this is gonna be a big pain in the anywho, not the point. That means we're famous. You know what that means, Anthony. We're competing with the big names here on YouTube. We're after your titles. So, shiver in your timbers, shiver in your boots, popular creators, because, well, we'll be there soon to take your title of popularity. John, shut up. To the big creators here on YouTube, I do respect y'all a lot very much. You know, this is just a little fun we're having here, John. Shut up! I don't need you to put a target on my back. Well, I do eventually do kind of want to get famous. I'm not necessarily here to be famous. I'm doing this because, well, for the love of the game. So, again, thank you all so much for 30 subscribers, John. I appreciate it a lot, really. Back! Really, it means the world to me that you have, well, have been here for so long. I know I started my channel, like, 5 months ago? During January? Back! So yeah, I have a ton of respect for you, huge popular creators. That is, if, of course, somehow, some way you are watching this. I mean, no offense. I don't associate with what John is saying. He's just a bit of a loose cannon, a wild card, if you will. Well, be bigger than the biggest, greater than the great. Too big of an ego? Yeah, too big of an ego. Sorry. I tend to get a little ahead of myself, my bad. But could you imagine being in the same talking space as some of the biggest creators here on YouTube? It's a dream most people have. But, you know what they say, dream big. I do have a lot of respect for all people here on this channel. Big creators, small creators, people who aren't creators at all, people who are just watching, people who are just casual viewers, regular viewers, or just in general, new viewers. It means the world to us that you, well, watch in the first place, and that you interact with us. Any type of interaction is welcomed. Thank you. I bid you adieu. Must the show go on? Also, by the way, I gotta say, Anthony, you can't just respond to every comment that comes across your... Okay, well, first of all, I don't reply to every comment. I don't reply to negative comments. At least I've tried my best not to. It's kind of hard to tell if something is a negative comment and if they aren't, you know, directly being like, oh, you know, this content's trash. You know, like, if it were more subtle, I don't think I would completely be like, oh, this is completely like a negative comment, you know? Anywho, not the point. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate this more than you know. You'll be seeing a lot more of me and a lot more of me being weird. Other than that, as John said, may the show go on. Goodbye, my subjects. Have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, or night. Peace. Oh, wait, no, I'll see you whenever I'm done hibernating. Peace. Thank you all so much.